Alright, hello people. I did want to make this sooner, but there's been some crazy stuff going on today. I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, let's get to the point. So, earlier this afternoon, we got the announcement of THPS 1 and 2 remake. And let me tell you, in case you're not aware, this is not the first time they've remade Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, and this is not the second time either. So, with that being said, I kind of had some mixed feelings. So, here's how I heard about it. It was about noon, and then someone was telling me, look, check it out, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2 official trailer, a remake. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you didn't get scammed by some April Fool's prank? Let me see, let me check the sources, and then click, click, click. Oh, it's real. So, alright, I clicked in, looked into the trailer. What I started seeing was the visuals looking impressive. It was showing a close-up of one of the old boards from the first game, while seeing Tony in Vans shoes. I'm guessing he rides for them now. But whatever. So the trailer was playing up, and it was playing to Police Truck, the Dead Kennedys, which was the intro to the original versions of Tony Hawk 1. So it was showing some like slow motion shots here and there. And it's like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 plus 2. Alright. And then it's just showing more gameplay from the like Venice Beach, School 2, School 1, Minneapolis, even Downhill Jam, and they all look very good. Like the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 games, now in 4K. Okay, the visuals do look amazing, but I'll get to the point a little sooner. So then they were showing shots of like comparing the original maps to the remastered versions, even though they've kind of remade these maps God knows how many times already. And then I was seeing a few gameplay, and then they were showing the roster. It seems like they got the whole original cast back. Like Steve Caballero, Eric Costin, Chad Muska, Lissa Steamer as well, apparently, and Cream Campbell, Andrew Reynolds. Well, Andrew Reynolds has been in every game that was entitled THPS, and he kind of rides for the same company as Tony, or as far as I know, I'm not that much of a skateboard pro aficionado, so correct me on that if I'm wrong. So anyway, again, the maps look insanely better than THPS HD, I'll say that, and it especially looks a lot better than THPS 5, which it's really not good for me to talk about that game right now. It was advertising, it's the old games, now in HD, and remade courses, and such. And then it was showing, like, we're gonna have the original soundtrack back. So, the original soundtrack from Pro Skater 1 and 2, there's, like, Millencolin, Rage Against the Machine, Lagwagon, and, Goldfinger, and such. Alright, you seem to be doing more service with this remake. Alright, so, and then, there's more gameplay, slow motion tricks. I'm not seeing a lot of combos. One thing I did notice that was interesting, there was a shot of Steve Caballero doing flatland tricks in the Minneapolis map. So, I also did see a shot earlier of, a revert. So, I'm guessing that it's going to be re-implemented with some of the more modern mechanics that you didn't see until 3 and 4. I'm not sure if the flatland tricks, because in Pro Skater 2, the flatland tricks were kind of existent, but only in special tricks. Kind of like, I think, Rodney Mullen's moves he had. You can, do a manual special, and then you can do a different combination during that manual special, and then it'll switch to freestyling mode. Whatever it was called. But I don't know if it's going to be that, or if it's going to be redoing the flatland trick system where you're mashing buttons to get a different flatland trick to come out, stuff like that. If that's the case, then that can actually be a cool sign. The flatland tricks in Pro Skater HD and 5 were just specials. But if that's not the case with Remake, then I think that'll be completely fine and cool. It could be something that's more Project 8 fluid, where it's like a modern gameplay engine with a versatile set amount of tricks to do. And speaking of gameplay, another impression I had head on is that if you're gonna make another remake of Pro Skater 1 and 2, I have a feeling that it might play similar to HD and 5, where stuff like ground movement and aerial tricks and hang time don't seem to function as fluid as the original 1 and 2. When I was reading the description, it was described to be as a remaster of 1 and 2. And my thoughts on that is, if you're gonna remaster 1 and 2, then you would have to keep the old gameplay engine, and the gameplay engine does not look the same. It looks more identical to HD and 5 than the original 1 and 2. So that's why I would take the term as another remake. And the first remake, or I would describe that one more as a remaster, as a pretty solid one, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X on Xbox. If you have the chance to play it, I suggest you do, because that is more of a remastered version of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 with updated graphics, 60 FPS, and, the same gameplay engine we know and love from those two games, or, Pro Skater 2 specifically. So, the thought of that is leaving me a little skeptical. Is this going to be another attempt to cash grab on nostalgia or such? Because if you really want to try something unique instead of remaking Tony Hawk 1 and 2 again, maybe try a different approach. I would actually dig a Underground remaster or remake, that game was pretty solid. Some people say American... I remember a few people saying to have a remaster of American Wasteland. Maybe it has potential. I don't know. I don't follow a lot of the fan base these days, but I just play the games and enjoy them, or just play to their completions, 100%, etc. And they were just advertising the rest as what made the originals different, break skateboarding boundaries and do the impossible and such. And then right at the end of the trailer, it said, coming September 4th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC through the Epic Games Store. Fuck. But what I also noticed is Vicarious Visions. Obviously Robomono doesn't exist anymore, but Activision I mean, Activision actually came to a surprise because I remember there was a contract that the Tony Hawk branding was at since 4, and then right around 5, that was when the contract was ready to expire. So Activision's still doing service for the Tony Hawk franchise. So again, Vicarious Visions, I believe they were responsible for the Crash and Spyro remasters, so that can at least be a good sign. So I feel it'll at least be better than HD and 5, but I don't know if it's gonna be a real worthy remaster that would be like worth replacing over the originals. As far as I'm concerned, I feel like it'll at least do better service, but not completely replace the original 1 and 2. I mean, to be fair, I only saw the trailer, and it's only a few months until the game will come out. Obviously, I'm gonna play it anyway because I'm a big Tony Hawk fan. I love playing the series, and I cannot get enough of it. And if there's more, I'll play more. Why not? But I'm not gonna be completely optimistic and think that it's gonna be a full-fledged remaster that will completely replace the originals. As far as, you know, having to replay that over and over again without touching original 1 and 2 again. Best I'll say overall is that it at least has potential to be good. But I'm not going to have hopes that it'll be a masterpiece and such. It's good that it's doing better service, but I hope the gameplay will be more fluid than HD and 5. Like, maybe, like, kind of a Project 8 level of fluid, because even that gameplay was more fluid than HD and 5. Anyway, that was about it. It's just 13 minutes of me hesitating and stuttering while talking about this. But there you go. That's my first initial impression to the game. I don't know. Will I make videos on it? Maybe. Maybe just a clip or two, but I don't know if it's like, you know, full stuff or complete stuff. Whatever. I'm done talking now. Catch you later.